Welcome to this episode of the 12squared podcast. Today's guest is German freelancer Lukas Reip. I talked to him about how he uses cryptocurrencies in his daily life. Welcome to this episode of the 12squared podcast by Base Notes. Today's guest is Lukas Reip. Lukas is a freelancer very familiar with crypto, and I'm very glad to have him here with me. Hello, Lukas.
Hi, thanks for the invitation.
So before we start, can you give our listeners a quick, overview of what you do with crypto? How does your crypto journey begin, actually?
So my crypto journey began around one and a half years ago. I got introduced by a good friend of mine to the whole crypto sphere, and he caught my interest in the whole topic, and I just read, and then I fell into the rabbit hole, and never got out again. So today I work at a Swiss investment advisor called 21 Capital. I work there as a freelancer,
Right.
and also privately also invest in cryptocurrency, and I engage in the space.
Very, very nice, very nice.
That's
If when we talk about the crypto space, for example, where's your interest? Where you focused on your interest? What kind of trends in the crypto space currently excite you the most?
I think DeFi is a niche that really caught my interest. More than NFTs or the metaverse, for example. I'm really hyped about DeFi.
Right.
Yeah, I think answers the question.
Yeah. When you said that you also you invest in crypto, but you also work as a freelancer in crypto, have you ever received any payments in crypto for your freelance work?
Well, unfortunately, not yet.
Mhm.
I I I would accept it, but
Yeah.
I think the whole space is still quite young, so not every employer offers that. But I then take that money, my salary, and I invest it into cryptocurrency myself.
Right, right. What do you think is the reason why? I assume you are talking about German or at least German-speaking employers, right? Why do you think that those people do not use crypto as of now?
Well, I think partly because of regulation, because we have a lot of unclarity as of yet. But I think it's just, paying with fiat is just the old way of doing things. And I think many people are still accustomed to that system. And that's at least for me, that's the explanation as to why some employers don't pay in crypto.
Yeah, yeah. Without going into too much detail about your investment and how much in your holdings or whatever, but what kind of cryptocurrency did you start out with, which you use for investments, or just as much as you want to disclose at this point, right?
So I didn't quite understand the
Yeah.
question. Could you
So
repeat?
what coins do you currently hold if you want to disclose them, obviously?
Yeah, obviously, I have a focus on on Bitcoin,
Right,
obviously, as it
right.
is. I consider it a digital gold, and just as a store of value. I believe it
Hmm.
will see a lot of adoption in the years to come. But I'm also invested in altcoins, Ethereum, Cardano, and some DeFi tokens as well. So I try to diversify myself a bit
Yeah.
with also keeping risk, in consideration.
Right. So when you talk about investing, do you hold those on cold storage, or do you hold them on exchanges, or what's your approach, for example, and how do you keep track of all of this?
So the majority of my holdings are in a cold wallet, cold storage wallet. But I also have some money, not a lot, but some money on the exchange just to be flexible, and to especially in the Ethereum ecosystem to save a bit on transaction fees. I think that for small amounts of small positions at least, it's not worth it to pay $100 in transaction
Yeah, it makes
fees
no sense, right?
to
Yeah.
trade back. So that's why I do it like that.
Yeah, coming to my second question, what do you use? Like, do you use any accounting software? Do you use pen and paper, or how do you know how much you hold, and how do you keep track of the investments, how they develop, and everything?
Right. So I use Blockfolio, which is it has been rebranded to FTX, right? That's basically where I keep track of my portfolio, my holdings, and the gains I make. But I'm still looking for an alternative, especially when it comes to reporting, also
Yep.
regarding tax. I think I'm looking for a solution where I can just have an overview with one click, have an overview of all my holdings, of all my transactions, and then also with one click be able to just print out, for example, a report of my activity
Right.
in order to give that to the financial or to the
Tax authorities, yeah.
tax authorities, right?
Yeah, I mean, what are your like when you've been using crypto accounting software, I guess, for like a couple of months, longer time now. So what is your like what do you like about it, using it, or what is currently why are you looking for alternatives, right? What don't you like?
Yeah, that's a good question. What I don't like at the moment is that for every transaction I make, I need to manually yeah make a record of it
Oh, they're
in
not
the app.
tracked automatically?
No, because
Oh, okay.
I did not connect it to my address
Right.
yet. So it would be nice to have a solution where I can just say this is my address,
Gotcha.
and then everything is taken care of automatically. That would be nice.
All right. All right. Now for the last kind of question.
Mhm.
Imagine a world in which freelancers use crypto on a regular basis, mass adoption within that sphere. How would you imagine the world to be better than it is now?
Well, I think if people exchange values in form of crypto or in the form of decentralized money, I think the need for financial intermediaries, centralized authorities, becomes obsolete for the most part. And I think that everyone will be able to take control of their value or their
Mhm.
assets without anyone interfering and without any central authority abusing power. Um, and I think that will make the world a better place.
All right. All right. Yeah, I think this is also kind of the vision that I have that, if there are bad actors which today could actually interfere with transactions and you basically limit people in their freedom, I think those will have a much harder time doing that in the future when there is a large crypto adoption. So I definitely share that vision. All right. On that note, that was already the last question of this interview. Um, can you tell our listeners where they can find you, like the social media, whatever you use, where you want them to find you? Tell us.
So you can find me on LinkedIn, Lukas Reip. That's my name. I'm also on Instagram, lucas.pcs,
Hmm.
and yeah, part of that, I'm not really active on social media that much.
All right.
So yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank to the listeners that gave us our time today. We'll be back next week with another exciting freelancer. And until then, I wish you a great time and see you next week.
Thanks very much. Thanks
Thanks.
for the invitation. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.